Let's get right into it. Number 5. The decision diet. Imagine waking up with a closet full of options, colors, patterns, fabrics that whisper, "Be bold today." Now imagine you're worth $10 billion and your brain is already juggling stock markets, acquisitions, lawsuits, and the fact that one bad tweet could evaporate the GDP of a small country. Suddenly, choosing between navy and slightly darker navy feels unnecessary. This is called decision fatigue. Your brain has a limited amount of high-quality decision-making juice per day. It's like a phone battery, except instead of TikTok draining it, it's, should we buy this company? And, is this launch going to collapse the market? Every tiny choice eats mental energy. What to wear, what to eat, which email to answer first. The more decisions you make, the worse you get at making them. By the end of the day, your brain basically turns into a tired intern. So what do rich, high-powered people do? They eliminate trivial choices. Steve Jobs had the black turtleneck, Mark Zuckerberg had the gray t-shirt. Some billionaires have entire closets that look like they robbed a mannequin. Same cut, same color, same vibe. It's not fashion laziness, it's mental budgeting. If you don't waste cognitive energy on outfits, you can spend it on world domination, or at least quarterly earnings. Basically, their wardrobe is on airplane mode so their brain can run in high-performance mode. Number 4. The anti-flex flex. Somewhere along the line, logos started screaming, giant designer names splashed across chests like billboards, gold watches the size of small pancakes, shoes that cost more than your rent. And here's the twist, the louder the outfit, the less secure the money usually is. Old money whispers, new money shouts. When someone is deeply, absurdly rich, they don't need their hoodie to introduce them, their bank account already did. Flashy clothes are often a signal, look at me, I made it. But once you're past a certain wealth level, you don't need validation from strangers in line at Starbucks. In fact, blending in becomes the real power move. It's called inconspicuous consumption. Instead of buying things that scream expensive, wealthy people often buy things that are expensive but look painfully normal. A $600 plain sweater made from alpaca wool raised by monks on a mountain you've never heard of. Shoes with no logo that cost as much as a used car. To you it looks like boring. To them it's, I could buy your apartment building and not notice. There's also safety involved. Flashy wealth attracts attention, and not always the fun kind. Lawsuits, beggars, opportunists, random people pitching the next big app idea. Wearing basic clothes is like putting your wealth in stealth mode. It's social camouflage. So when you see a billionaire in jeans and a plain t-shirt, understand, that's not laziness, that's the ultimate flex. When you truly have power, you don't decorate it. You just exist in it. Number 3, the uniform effect. There's something mildly terrifying about realizing your personality might just be 5 shirts and a haircut. But here's the thing, uniforms are powerful, not just for firefighters and cartoon characters, for CEOs, tech founders, and suspiciously calm billionaires too. When someone wears the same type of outfit every single day, it does something weird psychologically. It creates identity stability. It's branding, but for a human. Think about it. The black turtleneck wasn't just clothing, it became Steve Jobs. The gray t-shirt wasn't fabric, it became Zuckerberg's entire vibe. Over time, repetition turns boring outfit into iconic look. Your brain loves patterns. It finds comfort in consistency. When rich people dress the same way daily, they become visually predictable. That predictability turns into authority. Authority turns into trust. It's almost hypnotic. Also, there's a strange psychological trick happening. When you remove variability from your appearance, people focus more on your words. If your outfit isn't screaming for attention, your ideas get the spotlight. It's strategic dullness. Fashion can distract. Wild colors, complex fits, experimental looks, all cool, but they compete for mental space. A uniform says, nothing to see here, focus on my billion-dollar plan instead. Just grab, wear, dominate. In a world where everyone's trying to stand out, looking the same every day ironically makes you unforgettable. Basically, their closet is less style exploration and more corporate superhero costume. Plus, it simplifies life. Laundry becomes easy, shopping becomes easy, mornings become stupidly efficient, no outfit anxiety, no mirror negotiations. Number 2, wealth doesn't need color. Walk into most luxury boutiques and you'll notice something oddly depressing. Beige, gray, off-white, navy, more beige. It's like someone drained the rainbow and left only the responsible adult shades. That's not an accident. When people gain serious wealth, their relationship with status changes. Early on, status is loud, bright red sports car, neon sneakers, designer logos the size of dinner plates. But at higher levels of wealth, status becomes subtle. Psychologists call this quiet signaling. The wealthiest circles often value understatement because it signals belonging. If everyone in your social group already knows you're rich, there's no need to prove it. Loud colors start to feel try hard. It's the difference between saying, "Look how expensive this is," and saying nothing at all because everyone already assumes it is. There's also risk management. Bold fashion choices invite judgment. Conservative, neutral clothing lowers social friction. When you're negotiating multi-million-dollar deals, you don't want your lime green blazer to be the most memorable thing about you. Neutral colors are socially safe. They don't threaten, they don't distract, they don't accidentally scream midlife crisis. And here's the ironic twist. The simpler the outfit, the more expensive the material usually is. That plain black sweater? Probably hand-stitched from fabric that requires its own insurance policy. So while it looks boring to you, in their world it reads as refined, controlled, established. Because once money stops being the goal, the real flex becomes composure. And nothing says composure like 50 Shades of I don't need attention. Number 1, power is quiet. Picture two people walking into a room. One is dripping in logos, patterns fighting for dominance, colors yelling over each other like a fabric argument. The other is wearing a plain navy sweater, tailored pants, and the expression of someone who owns the building. Guess who people assume is in charge? Power has a weird relationship with noise. The less secure it is, the louder it behaves. Real power, the kind that moves markets and buys islands for fun, doesn't need sparkles, it doesn't beg to be seen, it expects to be noticed. There's a psychological concept called dominance signaling. Subtle cues, posture, tone, restraint often communicate authority more effectively than flashy displays. When someone dresses simply, especially in high-status environments, it can signal confidence. Because here's the unspoken message: I don't need to impress you. And that's intimidating. When you overdress, there's an undertone of performance. When you underdress in a room full of important people and still command respect, that's dominance. It flips the script. It also creates contrast. If everyone else is trying hard, the person who looks effortless stands out more. Calm becomes magnetic, simplicity becomes sharp. And honestly, when you're wealthy enough, the thrill isn't in being seen as rich, it's in being untouchable. Boring clothes become a psychological shield. They reduce noise, reduce vulnerability, reduce spectacle. What's left is presence. So no, rich people don't dress boring because they lack taste. They dress boring because once you have real power, subtlety is the ultimate luxury. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.